All right, guys, today I'm going to relate sales to dating. This works for men and women, but the reason I'm doing this is because I've had a plethora of people ask me very strange questions relating to dating. I am a sales coach, but I realized that I probably could be a dating coach. So my name is Nick Vanilla. I've been on 11,000 in-home appointments. I have sold over 50% of those people in a one-call close fashion. So I'm very, very familiar with how to talk to people and get them to like, trust, and give you money. Probably similar to, I've always done pretty well with the opposite sex. I am in fact married, but there's a lot of parallels. So this will work for both men and women, but normally it's more targeted towards men. So sales versus dating. Activity is king. So if you're in the dating world right now and you aren't going on enough dates or you're not getting enough attention from the opposite sex, the right activity will always give you the right results. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you're not going on dates, that means you're not putting out effort to get to a date. So you're not using the dating apps correctly or enough. You're not talking to enough new people and asking them on dates. Very simple. You got to be in position to capitalize when opportunity arises. So for example, in this case, right activity. Go where pretty men and women are that you would like to date. Go where people have similar interests as you. Be in a target-rich environment. It's just like, as I wrote down here, the more leads you have, the more you'll win. Same thing with sales. If you've got endless leads, you have endless money that you can make because you could sell endlessly. Same thing with dating. Most of the people that have trouble dating, they have a scarcity mindset. Oh, there's no one out there for me. I can't meet anyone. That's because you're not out meeting new people in enough volume for it to matter. Now, women, that's a little different because women can get hit on all day and act like there's no one out here for me, but that's because she probably either has an impossible standard, she has some other kind of trauma or some other bullshit going on. The reality is at some point she's gonna settle and marry the guy we all knew that she was gonna marry. If you don't believe me, look back at your high school yearbook. If you went to a school that had boys and girls, which I went to school with all guys, so it's way better in my opinion. But the reason that I say that is they all ended up with a guy that we probably could have drawn. We've been like, yeah, he's gonna have hair like this, he's gonna look like that, based off her personality. And she's gonna say, well, I had no idea what he was gonna be like. And I was like, bitch, I knew what this dude was gonna look like 10 years ago before you ever married him. People are predictable, but I'm not gonna get on a tangent. Back to the focus. You have to do the right activities. You have to hit on enough people. You have to go on enough dates. To do that, see the previous video, or I'm gonna do a whole series on how to set up your marketing for sales. Take exactly what I'm saying, do it for dating. Very simple. You have to always improve. And one of the problems with improving is the top one. If you don't have enough activity, you don't ever get enough repetitions to get better because it's very hard to practice dating and being yourself if you are alone because then you have no idea how it's going. You could talk to yourself in the mirror just like I'm talking to this camera and man's like, man, I sound like Casanova. And then you go stand in front of a real woman or man and they're like, this dude's got autism. Like, what's wrong with this guy? That's what I'm saying. You have to get enough reps. So number 1 and number 4 are almost identical, slightly different. Number 4, you need more leads, meaning you need more opportunity. Number 1, you have to take the opportunity and do the activities with it. Number 2, you have to improve. You have to practice. You have to try to get better at dating. I know that sounds stupid. People are like, oh, it'll just happen. No, it won't. Work on yourself, get better at dating, learn how to talk to the opposite sex or the same sex to get the outcome that you want so that you're in control. And you're not just always like, please choose me. You're like, no, I get to pick. Be in control. Anyone can do this, man or female. The little things always add up. If you don't have enough reps, you don't have any leads, you're always gonna come from a place of desperation. Well, why is that, Nick? This is dating, it's not sales. Well, if you think there's no men or women out there for you, that's a desperation mindset. Then when you meet that one person that shows a little interest in you, you push them right away because you're too needy, you're too desperate, you're too into them, you're too excited, you're too ready to go on a date. You're too, are you okay? Are you having fun? I gotta make sure you're okay versus, I don't give a shit. I'm here, this is gonna be a great time. If you don't want to be here, leave. See the difference in that mentality? I'm not saying to be a dick. I'm saying that you don't care because there's other fish in the sea and you've had other fish. So you know what flavor you like and you know there will be more. That changes how you handle something. Think of it, and a good way to think of this is, think of if you're on a desert island and I gave you one bucket, one little bowl of food. You would ration that food. You'd ration that food. You'd be like, oh, I gotta make this last. I'm gonna take a little bite, or I'm not gonna eat today. I'm gonna do this, do that. Well, and then I said to you, hey, you're gonna get that bowl of food every day for the rest of your life on this island. So do what you want with it. Well, you'd probably either eat it super fast every day, or you'd throw it away because you don't like it today and you'll eat it tomorrow. That bowl is always coming back versus you only get one. It changes your behavior. You'll act differently. And that is the difference between winners and losers. The same thing with sales. It's so parallel. Like, the person that asked me this question blew my mind because they literally said, I applied the things you said in your sales video to my personal life and now I'm engaged. And I was like, bro, I never, wrote this parallel until now. You need more leads. Plain and simple. If you can meet enough of the opposite sex, eventually one of them will stick. So it's a numbers game. I don't care what anybody says. There's nothing special about it. Every single person, whether you love them or not, all love is a gross exaggeration of the difference between one person and another. That's it. And normally they feel that way, if you do it right, they feel that gross exaggeration about you, and you guys are both delusional together. It's fantastic. I feel that way about my wife. She likes me half the time. My dog's the real MVP. I digress. My point is, if you can stick to these, you can screenshot this. If you can stick to this little kind of order form of what to do, it will improve your dating life immediately. It will also improve your sales career because they overlap. They're parallel. It's the same deal. It's a numbers game. It's activity driven. You have to self-improve. And the more reps you get, the more leads you have, the different approach will develop out of you. If you said to me, hey, Nick, you're going to go on a date with a beautiful girl every night this week, they would just become girls. They're all beautiful. See how I changed it right there? By saying you're going on a date with a beautiful girl tonight. She's just a girl. I'm not putting her on a pedestal. She's just another girl. Hot, beautiful, hot, not irrelevant. She's a woman. We're going on a date. I'm going on another one tomorrow. Hopefully this one's good. If not, we're out. Where a lot of people go on one date every year or 6 months or 3 months or whatever their time. There's a big gap. So that date is built up in their heart and then they got this tension. They're like, oh, I hope this date goes well. I got to do my best. Instead of just being like, I'm here. Let's have a good time. It's nice to meet you. Fuck it. Like, let's have a good time. If we don't like each other, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I'll never have to see you again. Versus, I hope this is going to be my wife. It changes your personality. And anytime you have desperation, neediness, uncertainty, just all the things that are unattractive, they also don't sell. Because if you're needy, desperate, you got commission breath, and you're tensed up, like, oh, I need this to work, or you're trying to impress someone, you're not being your authentic self. Go get them.